We are here, downtown Colorado Springs, in defiance of a recently passed citywide ordinance that makes being homeless illegal, meaning you cannot sit or lie in public spaces. Obviously, there's nowhere else for these people to go, and so we are standing in solidarity for the movement to rectify this inhumane and immoral law that's been passed in the city of Colorado Springs and in other cities around the United States. We stand in solidarity with all other groups sitting today and organizing in their local towns and communities. Solidarity for the least among us. Why did you come out today?
Well, I think that the PAA is wrong. I think that homelessness is a systemic problem that's caused by the failure of our institutions, not by the failure of the individual, and to criminalize the individual for trying to sit down in a public place just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I just think it should get out that the five main reasons for homelessness, people tend to think that it's all alcoholism and drugs.
Personal choice kind of thing.
Right, and it's not. The top five reasons are.
So the number one cause is lack of affordable housing, which you can see with the housing skyrocketing right now. Number two is lack of an affordable living wage. Number three is domestic violence, which if you just look at women, domestic violence is the number one reason for homelessness. Then you have number four, which is medical bankruptcy. And then number five is mental illness. So none of the five are like laziness or like drug related or just like, you know, personal choice.
It's really powerful. And where do those statistics come from, do you know?
So that comes from the National Homeless Coalition, who are the biggest homeless coalition in the nation. And so we work with Eric Sheptalk, who is a homeless advocate, and he's pretty big in the advocacy area. So we talk to him and we work with the coalition. So those are where those statistics come from.
Nice. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really important for this. Cool. Well, thank you for being here and sitting in.
I'm here because I give a shit and want to tell the city to treat people like people, and similar sentiments about where our priorities lie as a city as far as the policies we're pursuing. And I think a lot of people out here know that not only is it more compassionate to treat people like people and pursue long-term housing solutions, but it makes more sense for the city. Saves like 17,000. The cost of just putting someone in a house, housing first, as he talked about, versus all of the services and costs associated with jailing someone, with court dates, with medical services, ending up in the ER, you save an average of $17,000 per person per year. So it just makes absolutely no sense from a humanist perspective, but also from a perspective of a city official who's trying to manage the city effectively.
We gotta find that unification with us all. When other one's suffering, we're suffering as well. It's not separate from us. And to just brush these people off I think it says a lot about one's own character, and I think that could mean that they got something within themselves that they need to work on. I think it goes back to people over profits. Clearly there's a more underlying issue happening. How silly is it to be fined for sitting down on a sidewalk?
It just seems like this Pedestrian Access Act is just like one more ordinance on the list of ordinances that make it that make the act of existing without a house an illegal activity. And I think it's preposterous because you end up being criminalized based on your existence, and whether that's the right to rest, the right to sleep, the right to set up camp, the right to sit down and rest. I mean, these are just basic human rights that everybody should have, whether or not you have a house. And this is just another one on the list trying to make this perceived problem disappear without actually attempting to solve it.
I'm here to be in support of our homeless community. And this is a horrible kind of law and the direction that our societies go when they want to increase the laws that criminalize poverty, and it's just a way of feeding the prison system and the jail system. This is just one of those tools that cops can use, and and people think, oh great, the homeless are gone. Well, they become slave labor. So I'm laughing, but it's not funny.
Right.
So I think it's great to see people here coming out and showing their opposition to the development. So I just want to be part of it.
Cool. Thank you so much
Sure.
for being out here.
Sure. Thank you for being here.
You got it. We're in this together.
And you must stop these actions or you will be cited for violating this ordinance. Does everybody understand? Okay, folks, I'm going to advise you that the 4 of you are under arrest at this time for violation of City Code 9.2.112. The officers that are
4 people were just arrested for sitting against the city ordinance. They were asked to stand up. They did not, so they were arrested.
Homes not handcuffs! 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 Homes not handcuffs!
There are people here who don't have any other space to go to when you ask them to move. Where do you want them to go?
From here to sitting over there is your right to move.
You want to run them like dogs until they die?
Stop, ma'am.
That's what this, that's what this is. You want to keep them moving. What is that?
And
I grew up on a farm.
And
You want to run them.
In place of civility, I am willing, I am offering to do a workshop on the difference between equity and equality. I'm offering that.
Systematic failure.
There is systematic failure
That causes extreme poverty.
that causes extreme poverty
And homelessness.
and homelessness.
Either you see them as people,
Either you see them as people,
or we will keep getting louder.
or we will keep getting louder.
They are not to be driven away.
They are not to be driven away.
They are to be helped.
They are to be helped.
They are to be seen.
They are to be seen.
They are to be held.
They are to be held.
They are to be welcomed.
They are to be welcomed.
Welcome them.
Welcome them.
Stop criminalizing the homeless.
Stop criminalizing the homeless.
All right. So that might wrap this up. This is Acacia Park, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Wherever you are, broadcasting, documenting,